welcome to the CPD Group Podcast. Join us as we guide you through all things CPD, interview some special guests, and offer advice to help your business thrive. We hope you enjoy listening. Hello everybody and welcome back to the CPD Group Podcast. Today we've got a guest in to talk to us a little bit about events. So this is Josh Brown from the Coventry Building Society Arena. Okay, so he's here to talk to us today about what makes a good event and you know what to think about if you're planning on putting on an event. Okay, so welcome Josh. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks
You all right?
for having me.
Good stuff. We've also got Matt here as well, who's our events manager, so it made sense to him to jump in, really. Now, Matt does like to talk a lot, so I'll warn you now, okay?
Yeah.
So yes, we're here today to talk about events. Again, how to put on an event, what to think about, and then also how accreditation can impact upon that. So Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself then, and the Coventry Building Society Arena, and what you guys do.
So, we are a multi-purpose venue in the heart of the country. So, in terms of what we do, so we can host from 2 people up to 45,000 people,
right,
like we had at Harry Styles. So, in terms of the events we had Harry Styles last year, the Arnold Clark Cup, we've had Champion of Champions snooker, we have a lot of exhibitions throughout the year, conferences, 2-person meetings, yeah.
Right, so you do quite a wide range of events then, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's not just focused on the gigs or anything like
No,
that.
no.
It's quite broad.
I think because from the road, from everywhere, if you go on Google Maps, you see a big football pitch, but I think that makes up such a small percentage of what we do.
Right, yeah.
So we attract sort of 1.2 million visitors a year, and sort of a third of that is football fans.
Right, okay, so because I mean that's how I generally know the arena has actually been, you know, for the football, because I'm a bit of a football fan.
Yes.
You know, but I have been there to a couple of exhibitions myself, you know, and it's a good old space you've got there.
Yeah. So we've got 6,000 square metres in our exhibition hall that can be split into 2, and then joining into that into our lower halls, we've got a convention centre where we've got purpose-built auditorium, another 1,000 square metres of exhibition space, and then just a smaller hall and a sort of clubhouse bar, so the breakaway areas. So
fantastic.
Yeah, it's quite deceiving. It's a lot of people describe it as the hidden gem of the Midlands, how much we've got there. Yeah. Because it's so narrow, and we've got the hall, and we benefit from a hotel on site and things like that. So yeah.
Well, there's a hotel there as well.
Yeah. So we've got 121 bedroomed hotel.
So essentially, not only could I put my event on there, I could, you know, get my staff to stay there as well, and everyone be on site for the whole event.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. That's a really good idea. In fact,
yeah,
next time I'm down there, I might take advantage of that
myself,
to be honest.
No, yeah, give us a shout.
Super. So, in terms of, you know, the Coventry Building Society Arena, what makes you guys different to the other arenas that were around?
So, I think it's a willingness to succeed. So, over the last sort of 2 years, we were the home of Wasps, who went into administration, which forced the arena to go into administration, and then we've been taken over by Fraser's Group, who have invested significant money in rebranding, bringing the stadium back to life, making sure everything looks fresh, looks great, from the pitch to the paint on the walls to the posters that we have up, and then just our location. So if you think of large venues, we've got 2,200 car parking spaces on site, 33 event spaces that can fit the 2 to 45,000 people, depending on what you want to do. We've got a train station on site, the hotel, and I think we're 20 minutes away from Birmingham Airport, so if anybody's travelling internationally, they're flying to Birmingham, 20 minutes on the road, they're there, and 75% of the country can reach us within 2 hours.
That's fantastic. I mean, not only then is it accessible, it's gone through a full revamp as well. Yeah,
so like we're in the middle of a hotel refurbishment. I think our new owners have spent the best part of £9 million on rejuvenating it over the last 12 months, and that investment doesn't look to stop. So all of our lifts are being refurbished. We've started up accessibility teams. Sustainability is massive for us. Yeah. So we're doing project 32,606. So it's that's how many seats we've got in the stand. So we want to plant a tree and remove a bottle from the ocean for not plant a tree in the ocean, but yeah. It's just so we can. But then by the end of this year, we want to sort of have planted 100,000 trees, and so we've put that in our day delegate rates, so our sustainability rates. So it will offset sort of a 100-mile trip for 50p, and we've got things where you can. So a large exhibition can see what their footprint is, their carbon footprint.
Brilliant.
And then we monitor all of our waste as well. So we've reduced, I think, over the last 8 months. If you imagine a Ford Fiesta car, we've saved the equivalent of about 120 of those going to landfill and reusing. Got rid of like all single-use plastic, so everything's either made from like seaweed, like paper, cutlery paper. So yeah.
That's a great initiative.
Yeah,
it's massive, isn't it? Though, the amount of sustainability and
it's crazy like how much we actually do. If you take a step back and go, actually, these are really, really green.
Yeah,
I mean, just from an outsider's point of view, you don't really look into these arenas and stuff like that in that such detail. No,
of course.
So it's great to see what you're doing behind the scenes.
Yeah. It blew my mind. So like when I've sat down and looked at it, I'm like, wow, crazy. Like how green we actually are.
Yeah.
Because if you think how many people at least 23 times a year, we've got 30,000+ people in the stadium, and then Christmas parties, for example. Last year we had Birmingham City, local derby, Christmas parties, and all through the building and different events. So we were well over nearly 80,000 people within the arena.
In the one place, that's fantastic. Yeah. Super. So, I mean, the arena sounds fantastic, to be honest. And you've also mentioned the kind of, the variety of different events that come through the arena, as well as the football and the previously the rugby as well. So what kind of things have you got coming up at the arena?
So for sort of like entertainment factors, so we've got Chris Moyle's Night is Hangover this year. We've got Brian Adams.
Oh, cool.
We've got The Real Manhunter, which is the detective that caught Levi Balfield. So if you're true crime fans, we've got a Queen tribute. But we've got one that's close to me is Kids to Adults, which is a disability living. So I've got a disabled son. So before I joined the arena, I was there at least once a year going to that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of retail clients that come for launches. I think last year we had Formula 1 teams doing their Christmas parties.
Cool.
So we're getting ready to announce our Christmas parties for this year. So last year we had Charlie and the Chocolate Factory sort of theme, so Christmas at the Chocolate Factory, where we had a Willy Wonka who was just running around entertaining, Candyman. So much to look forward to this year, so much that we are proud to do and look to do.
Yeah, fantastic.
So, we've just announced Paul Smith, the comedian.
Right.
Quite big on social media. And we're always trying. So I'm looking at the possibility of bringing like WWE.
That'd be quite good.
Yeah, I'm exploring like boxing, and then just constant exhibitions and meetings, conferences. We're seeing an increase in sort of awards dinners, because we've got our Premier Lounge, which is pitch facing, big glass wall, and perfect for.
Sounds great.
And with the takeover, everything's been bought in house. So you'll see most arenas, you'll have a third party doing the catering, and it's sort of limited to what you can do. So we don't have that. Everything, the new owners went, oh no, we'll bring that all in house, and we've got that capability then of sourcing whatever you want and making more bespoke menus per.
Being quite flexible with people then.
So flexibility is massive for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and I think for event managers and planners as well, having that flexibility is key, isn't it, really?
And it's like one big family. So you might see like your event manager chipping in to help anywhere else where you need them. So offering like a cup of tea or doing that. So
Yeah, quality. That's really good. I mean, it's really opened my eyes, actually. It's about what the arena's actually doing. So that's super. So, we work with many, many different types of organisations that a lot of them have CPD. Well, all of them have CPD at the heart of what they do. But they also have various other things that they like to explore as well. And, lots of them hold award ceremonies, like you say. And you mentioned at the beginning, that you can cater for, up to 2 people having an event, or a meeting, all the way through to large corporate stuff. And we work with all of those people, right from the corporate level right the way down to the one-man band sort of organisations.
Of course, yeah.
So if somebody wanted to use the Coventry Building Society Arena for their award ceremony, let's say, how do they go about getting started?
So we've got a sort of quite a big sales team, so they can either like email me directly, LinkedIn, telephone number. I'm on LinkedIn. I am the home of terrible memes to try and promote what I do. So yeah, just look for a terrible meme and you'll probably find me on LinkedIn. But yeah, like just email, phone. We're all accessible. I'm the type of guy. If you drop me an email at 11 o'clock at night, I'll probably reply that.
I'm quite happy with that.
First thing in the morning. Much to my wife's annoyance. Turn your phone off.
I'm a bit busy.
Yeah.
Super. So just as a little bit of advice then, if one of our customers, was looking to use the arena, they had an event in mind, whatever that might look like, they've contacted yourself and everything. And what kind of advice would you give them to put on a quality event?
So I think it depends on what you want from it. So I think for us, it's like, so if I said kids to adults earlier, that they want to focus on disabled living. So it's how you promote that, or we have like the Rubik's Cubes Championships. So you want one place locally or centrally where everybody can gather. So I think a good event depends on what you want for it. So if you want accreditations which add something more to a show, so if it's networking, it depends what you want. It's how you lay out a show, rather than where it is. I think, although everything should be in Coventry, it's what you want to achieve from it, and I think that's how you gauge the success of a show. If you can say, I'm going to achieve that, you're going to have a good show.
So start at the end and work backwards, essentially.
Yes, I think like that's I took it like my event career started when I was at uni and I was putting on graduation balls at Silverstone. So it was, I want these students that are leaving to remember uni in a really positive light and work backwards on how we can do that. So right, I want them to know that they're good. So then we went to like themes, so it was like world travel themed flags with the table plans, and then we moved to the act, and then we moved to how we're going to get them there, to the cost.
Right, brilliant.
So it nearly went wrong, to be fair. So my first ever event that I worked on, we had, I don't know if it was such a long time, Rizzle Kicks booked.
Right.
Yeah, I remember them.
They were due on stage at 7 o'clock, and they dropped out at about 2:30.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah. So
how did you feel that gap?
So we were ringing around and we got Professor Green in.
Oh wow.
Last minute.
Yeah, and he is the nicest man.
Yeah, I've met him. Yeah, really nice guy.
Yeah. So and then it was just from there I was sort of hooked, and then I left uni, put on a music festival in 64 days, which was
chaos.
The reason I look 56 rather than 32. It's just I always look at what you want to achieve. So if you need to know what you want to achieve to know if you're going to make it successful or not.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's sound advice. I mean, do you have guys on hand or ladies on hand that are able to talk to people about their event and kind of talk them through what's possible, what's not, what's realistic? And
Yes. So we've got venue operations teams, and we've got event management teams, and we've got catering teams, we've got hospitality teams. So, and they all are industry experts, people who've been there since their office was a porta cabin in the back of a car park, to guys that are just starting fresh out of uni, and we invest in the future. So we have got teams that can help, and you could say, will this work? And they'll go, yes or no, just by looking at a plan. Or if they need to look at it, they'll spend the time and look at it and make sure everything's above board. So
I did see when we went to the elect show, which was great, and it was refreshing to see your guys and the management team and stuff on the floor moving around. So if you needed something, you guys were there in the thick of it in the event. And I think that's really important,
And I think that's bred from the top. So our MD to a casual worker that comes in for like match days or event staff that's a university student in Coventry. They're all part of the team. You can ask them anything, and they are there to help you genuinely.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So
So, like, if for example I was setting up an event from a technical aspect, in terms of light, sound, all of that kind of stuff. I mean, is that something that you guys take care of for me? Do I work with you on that, or do I need to bring that in?
No, we've got everything in house. So we've got our partners on site who run our AVQ media. So they are on hand. They've got a representative on hand all the time if you've got a question. But we're not precious. You don't have to say we won't go, oh no, you have to use ours.
Right. Okay.
if you so say if it's like a road show or you're going around the country and you've got this team that you use on every event, cool.
Yeah.
We're not precious.
And will your techs work with their techs to make sure they've got everything they need?
Yeah, that's our event managers as well. So like we've got events that that come in at 4 a.m. to set up for the day, and like myself and an event manager will be there, and I'm just there to bring the coffee really because I'm making it up.
Keep them smiling.
But yeah, so yeah, it's I think that's what it's about. It's this harmony that we've got that throughout, and we're not overly precious about you have to use our stuff. It's not, and we're not like we'll work with clients to make sure that they get what they need from us. Yeah. At what's viable to them. So yeah.
Great. So, you know, Matt referenced there the elect show that came through your venue as well, you know, came through the arena. So in your eyes, you know, of course, we're going to talk about accreditation is what we do. All right. So we accredited the elect show, for example, and a few others that have been through the Coventry Building Society Arena. OK. So what do you think from your perspective, the value of that is to your clients? And how do you think, you know, people can make the most of it in terms of presenting it to their customers or delegates?
So I think it allows, obviously, it's personal and professional development. I think it's what helps delegates come along to. So say if it's somebody new to the trade and they want to get jumping up that ladder, or if it's somebody that wants to learn something new 30 years into the game. Yeah. It's there, they can get it, they can show they've got it, and I think that's the added benefit. It's good that you can go and network, or like so we have shows where it could just be like shopping, like I need one of them for my business, but actually I could be better with this. Yeah. So and then it's just the added benefit, I think, of making an event more worthwhile and helping the guys that are organising an event be more successful, because it's another string to their bow that you guys are there to help these people develop and grow within their roles in their career.
Brilliant. So Matt, tell us a little bit as well. I mean, you've experienced many different events, you know, several at the Coventry Building Society Arena. So tell us from your perspective, what do the clients tell you when they talk to you about accreditation? What are the benefits that they see from it?
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, again, referencing what Josh said, it is an additional string to the bow, and again, it's something that they can market to their delegates as an additional feature for that event. So by turning up, there's a QR code on display for them to scan. Really easy process for the delegate to get that certificate. One quick scan straight to their inbox without having to register, sign up to anything. So yeah, it does put it identifies those the educational value to their events, and we know that delegates are there and they're spending 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours engaging, and we know they're absorbing learning content. So it really kind of officiates it. And it's something that we can offer, and obviously we don't offer, there's no cost to it. It's a free service, which is fantastic. So again, if Josh is recommending that they get their CPD accreditation through us, he doesn't need to ask for any money, which is probably quite good. That's not his commission. But essentially, it's a really easy process. And again, like you said, we turned up to the elect show. We're more than happy to come down. We'll liaise with the event managers like Josh, but also the clients, and we'll mingle and chat all things CPD with the delegates. So all around, really, it's a positive thing. It doesn't cost the event organisers anything.
And I think and I see how busy you are coming to us, you do go around the stand, which is great, and it really helps with the QR code that it is a QR code, because we are completely paperless. We're a cashless venue, so it's it helps us with the green, and everything's recyclable.
Yeah, we fit into your visions and policy.
I mean, we do try to operate on a green level as well, because we've got our own bespoke system we use for our accreditation purposes, so everything's done completely remotely, completely online. So we try to avoid using paper, the paperless company as much as possible, We drive a Tesla down to the events as well,
There you go.
So we're going electric in the terms of the fleet as well. So no, it's all good. And we're really happy to be working alongside great clients that you guys bring in, but then also organisations like yourself as well. Because we offer free accreditation for events. You guys have lots of clients coming in, and I know that you, Josh, thank you for this, by the way, do mention us to people and say it is an option available to you.
Definitely, I've been at events where once you have these drop Matt's name, reach out to Matt, because be really beneficial to what you're doing. So
Fantastic.
And I think it constantly is. It's better to know people than not to know people, isn't it? Always because even if they're not looking at it now, like next year they might be.
Absolutely. Plant the seed, so to speak.
That's it,
Vice versa, then we can reach out, and make people aware. Dealing with event managers from different brands from all over the world, they're always looking out for new venues and new options and things, and we've got the capacity to be able to say to them, look, have you got in contact with Josh? And recommendations from people is probably the most powerful way, isn't it? Really.
Totally agree. So, just wrapping this all up then, Josh, I mean, it's great you've come in to talk to us, but, focusing again back on people setting up events, okay? In a nutshell, you've talked about this already, but could you bullet point for us the best things that people can put in place if they're thinking about setting up an event?
So I think they've got to think of where there's a lot of industry, so if it's an industry event, where the people want to go, delegates want to go, so they might want to go, location's quite key, so whereas, as I said earlier, we're really central, we're really easy to get to. So.
Especially with a train station on site.
Yeah, so, and then we're just 800 yards away from junction 3 of the M6, so M1, M6, whichever way you're coming from, we are a stone's throw away from the joining roads. So the space that you need, I think, and then making sure you see every venue that are coming to see or you're interested in, because you might see one that looks amazing and then there might not be what you want, you might struggle to get it, because if you go, oh yeah, these are really good, they're offering me fantastic rates, really cheap, but then you travel there and there's no parking,
We've experienced that ourselves.
So and then there's no parking. The travel links aren't great. But whereas then you could come to us or you could come to other venues and go, oh yeah, actually, this is really easy to park to. We've got, as I said, 2,200 parking spaces which we're looking to grow, and then you can just see the vastness of what we've got. So with us, the only way I could describe it is you can treat it like a doll's house and put in what you want.
Yeah.
And all we ask is that we just do all your health and safety checks and make sure everything's
of course
above board and help you where we can. So
Brilliant, Josh. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming in to join us, and thank you, Matt, for joining us as well. It's been great to have you both here. And yes, thank you very much for tuning in to the CPD Group Podcast. We will be here again with another episode talking about another subject in the near future. So please keep your eyes posted for that. Please keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you very much, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to the CPD Group Podcast. Be sure to tune in next time for more helpful content. See you soon.
Before you go, did you know that you can receive a free CPD certificate from listening to this podcast? All you need to do is head over to the cpd.group/podcast. That's the cpd.group/podcast and enter the confirmation code 800023.